Ow! Oh, hello and welcome to Around the Boxes. I forgot how sore my arm was. I got my flu shot yesterday, and I immediately regretted sticking my arms up there. But welcome to Around the Boxes, episode number 7. We are back around these dang boxes. Is the music too loud? I don't think so. I think it's a good volume. How is everyone doing on this fine Wednesday? Coming to you on a Wednesday. In the past, I was doing these streams on Thursdays. We're looking to start doing them on Wednesdays, which you would know if you saw my recent announcement video. If you did not see it, you should go and check it out. It is... Oh, I cut off the music. Well, that was a mistake, but it is over on the channel right here, content announcement. If you did not see that, let's get the music back. If you did not see that announcement, go and check that out. There's some awesome stuff. I talked about Around the Boxes, but I also announced a new show coming to the channel this Monday that I am very much excited for. We have a new podcast with myself and JP coming on Monday called Webhead's Comic Club. If you want to know more about it, you gotta go watch the video. I'm not gonna tell you anything else about it, but it's super awesome. So go watch that video. I'm seriously so excited about it. But, well, hello. Well, welcome to Around the Boxes. So, we are back. It's been a couple weeks since my last episode because I was going every other week, but last Thursday was Thanksgiving, of course. So, didn't exactly, wasn't able to stream. I was out of town. I was up with my fiance's family, and we had a big Thanksgiving. We had like 14 people around a table, but it was a great time. Good food. It was great. Hopefully you all had a great Thanksgiving, but welcome to Spider-Man No Way Home month. Also that Christmas thing and Hanukkah and the other holidays that you might celebrate. I myself celebrate Christmas, but I don't care about Christmas because it is the month of Spider-Man No Way Home, and that matters more. In case you can't tell, I desperately need a haircut, so we're just going to be going with it today. Oh no. That cut to black. I need to fix that. I will fix that. Anyway, pretty good episode for you guys today. I have a lot of comic books. I have a pretty fat stack. These are my pickups for this episode. Some new books, some back issues. I had a birthday since the last episode, so I got some comics for my birthday. All sorts of stuff like that, so... some good stuff, but first, before I dive into the comic books... Sorry, I'm drinking a bunch of water. I wanted to... this is over on my Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should follow me there. But speaking of Spider-Man No Way Home, they are teasing us now. Watch this. Hopefully I don't get claimed for this. Ah, there it is! I feel like that's confirmed in my eyes. I mean, at this point, I know we're already like 99% sure that Toby and Andrew are going to be in it, right? But there's still a very small part of me that is worried that the movie's going to come out and they're not going to be in it, and then everyone's going to be very upset. So I'm very happy to see this because they would not be teasing us if they weren't going to be in the movie. You know what I mean? Like, it would be a huge mistake for Marvel to be teasing us like this and then not have them in the movie, because that would just piss off a bunch of people. So that is basically as close to a confirmation as I think we're going to get before the movie comes out. Unfortunately, the movie is releasing early to critics, so there is a chance that one of those critics will try to be a hero and go on the internet and say, they're in it! And so that'll, but hopefully we don't get any leaks. I am not going to be looking at any leaks. I'm going to avoid social media the couple days before the movie comes out. But I did get my tickets. Tickets went on sale. This is what they're talking about. They went on sale on Monday. I got my tickets for the 16th at 7 o'clock. So I'm going opening night. And I'm very much looking forward to that. I also want to show you guys, this is a just phenomenal tweet that I saw. This was cracking me up. whoever made this. I don't know if this was made by the person who tweeted this, Spider-Man No Way Home Updates and Leaks, but whoever made this, oh, here we go, Sean Willits. Shout out Sean Willits. This cracked me up, man. If you don't understand the reference, there was the Brazilian trailer, Spider-Man No Way Home, where the lizard got punched by seemingly nothing, which leads people to believe that they removed Tobey and Andrew from the shot. But, yeah, that is hilarious. So, if you want more comedy gold like that, I retweeted that over on my Twitter, so just saying, you should go follow me. Right there, at RealDA Tweets, but... yeah, I wanted to show you guys those, because first of all, that last one was hilarious, but also Tom Holland dancing around the subject of Tobey and Andrew. I feel like it's all but confirmed. I mean, it has to be happening. It has to be. So, coming soon. Let me see if I can get some better lighting here. I'm going to use some computer screen light, which is not great lighting, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, so I guess we can dive into the comics. Actually, before we dive into the comics, I had something else I picked up this week that was super, super cool. I want to show you guys. So I was at Target, and I went and browsed through the Marvel Legends section, because back in the day I had a few Marvel Legends figures, but I've never really been a big figure collector, but I saw these, and I just thought these were so cool. So I picked them up. Marvel Legends makes these, like, vintage-style little figures, and they're super low articulation. They're not very intricate figures, but they're just super vintage. So I got this Silver Surfer one that I thought was super cool. Probably just going to keep it in the box, put it up on the wall or something. I think it's cool. And then I got this Electro, and of course a Spider-Man one to go with it. And I thought these were just awesome. Just cool little collectibles. They were like $10 each or something. There was a promo. It was buy two get one free, so I got one of them for free. So super cool. But yeah, so those were, I've never been a big figure collector, but I thought these were really awesome, so I picked them up. And they have all sorts of other ones. They had a Daredevil one. They had Rogue, I think, Cyclops. But those were the main ones that I liked. I didn't see any others that really caught my eye. But yeah, super, super cool. So I don't know where I'm going to put them yet. I haven't figured out where on the walls. I'm still trying to figure out where I want to hang up my CGC comics. So once I figure that out, we're gonna have a bit more stuff on the walls in here. So working on that. But I guess from there I'm going to dive into the comics. I don't have much else for this episode other than my pickups because I had such a big stack of comics. I figured I'd be talking about those a bunch. But next week we'll probably have a bit more of diving into my collection, because that's something that we haven't really done as much in the last few episodes, other than the few spotlights I did. But yeah, so we're going to dive into my new pickups. This is about, let's see, it's about 50-50 with new books and back issues. Some of those back issues are modern back issues, but I went to a few comic stores. I went, when I was home for Thanksgiving, there was a comic store up where family was, and we went. There was an awesome comic store, huge place, and they had back issues and figures and other collectibles, things like that. They had a lot of D&D stuff, Magic the Gathering, so that place was super cool. So I bought some comics there as well, but I'm going to move my stack a little bit so I can get comfortable here. So the first comic book that I picked up, now these are not in order, the new books are not in order of when they came out, because these are a few weeks. I just put them in order of kind of wanting to talk about them, so I'm not sure which week this actually came out, but we got Dark Ages number 3. This is the Marvel series written by Tom Taylor that takes place in a post-apocalyptic Marvel universe. And it's pretty good. It's not anything crazy. I don't really have much to say about it. It's unique. It's a fun take on the characters. And, I'm intrigued, and I'm interested in the next issue, but I wouldn't say I'm necessarily counting down the days to the next issue. But it's definitely worth a read. If you're looking for a mini-series, just a good story, I would recommend picking it up. But if it doesn't really pique your interest, I wouldn't say you're missing out on anything too crazy. It's not necessarily game-changing. My camera keeps being crooked, and I don't like it. Is that better? I don't know. But all in all, yeah, Dark Ages 3. Not much else to say. Cool book. This one, we got Kang the Conqueror, number 4. I've picked up every issue of this series, and wow, this series is good. This series is good. If you like the character of Kang the Conqueror, or you're like me and you don't really know much about him, I highly recommend this series because it kind of runs you through his whole character history and really establishes an awesome story in the meantime. Reminds me a lot of Thanos Rising, the Thanos miniseries that they did many years ago, because I really liked that series because that was also very well written and just an awesome Thanos story. This is kind of the same caliber for Kang, so it's a very heavy read in the sense of it takes a while to read each issue. There's a lot of writing and exposition and dialogue, and it's pretty heavy. Not like emotionally heavy, but heavy literary. I don't know the right word, but it's a lot of reading, basically. But it's very, very good. Very, very good. I think the next issue is the last issue, so it's going to be a 5-issue series. Go out and pick the first 4 if you haven't. I highly recommend it, especially with how relevant he's about to be in the MCU. I would say reading up on him as a character is worth the time. So that's a good way to do it. That's how I'm doing it, and I like it a lot. His next book came out today. This is Fantastic Four, issue 38, Legacy 683. She-Hulk guest appearance. I really like this book. It's part of a. It seems like it's going to be a 2-part story. It's going to be this issue and the next issue, and it's fun. It's different. It's goofy. But that's kind of what I expect from Fantastic Four and Dan Slott. You know, I kind of want a little goofy story. I enjoyed seeing a bit of She-Hulk, proper She-Hulk. For a while in the Avengers run, she's been like a beefier, dumber She-Hulk, like more like the Hulk. But in the most recent Avengers issue, which I'll get into in a second, they kind of returned her back to a normal, traditional She-Hulk, and so this was her in that. But really enjoy this. I wish Fantastic Four would come out with issues more frequently. It's like monthly, but it's felt like some long months between issues. But I really enjoy it, and I like the characters, and I'd love to read more of them. So hopefully they'll pick up their release schedule because they've been going really, really slow. But it's good all in all. Next book was one I was really looking forward to. I believe this came out last week. This is Thor 19, Legacy 745, and is the beginning of God of Hammers, which is an awesome storyline following Thor trying to find Mjolnir. I did notice that last issue they set up Throg and his little like pet Avengers team to go and find Mjolnir, and then they were nowhere to be found in this issue. I don't know if they'll show up later, but love this cover. I mean, that is beautiful, beautiful art. This is a really great run. Donny Cates is probably my favorite writer at the moment, so definitely worth a pickup. It's a pretty good jumping on point. If you are interested in starting the series, I would say start with issue 18. I think that's a pretty good starting point. Kind of sets up a prelude to God of Hammers, and then go from there. But yeah, just that cover really just sells the whole book. It's beautiful. From there, we have the book that is the thumbnail and the title. We have Hulk number 1. Now, I want to talk about this a bit because this is a Donny Cates book, and I just mentioned that I love Donny Cates' writing, so I was really looking forward to this issue. I wanted to get caught up on the Hulk because I have not been picking up the Hulk ever. Only recently decided to start reading Hulk. So I did start reading Immortal. Is it Immortal Hulk? I always forget if it's... I think it's Immortal Hulk. I started reading Immortal Hulk, and I have not finished it yet. I'm at about issue 25, 26. So I'm about halfway through that run. So I should have waited until I finished that to start this, but I read this anyway. And I was pretty lost on what was going on. And that would ultimately be my only criticism of this book. The art was great. Ryan Ottley is an awesome artist. And the writing, I felt like the structure of the story was very cool. I did like the writing in it. But one criticism of this book is it's an issue number 1. It's the beginning of a new series, so it should be a good jumping on point for new readers. That's kind of the whole point of a number 1. But I felt like this continued the story of Immortal Hulk a little bit too much, where as someone who had not read Immortal Hulk or has not yet finished Immortal Hulk, I kind of didn't have any clue what was going on, and I was totally lost. So that would be my only criticism, is maybe they should have made it a little bit less tied to the story of Immortal Hulk. I mean, ultimately that's a good thing, and with a run that was so successful and good, you know, Immortal Hulk was an insane comic book run. It's very well written. I highly recommend it. I've enjoyed everything I've read of it so far. It makes sense that they would want to build off of it, but I just felt like they should have made it a little bit more of a starting on point. I felt a little bit lost on what was going on, and yeah, I don't know. That was my only thing. Otherwise, I did really enjoy it, and so my plan is to finish reading The Immortal Hulk, and then I'm probably going to reread this, and I'll understand it a little bit more, and then I'll be able to go with the series going forward. So I am looking forward to future issues of this book, because it is a Donny Cates book, and I've been really enjoying reading Hulk comics lately, so definitely looking forward to it. I hope he continues what Al Ewing had done with making it more like a horror book, because I really liked that, and I hope this looks like it's going to be a little more cartoony. I hope that's not necessarily the case. I hope they continue with the darker themes. It seems like they are, but Ryan Ottley's art's a little bit more cartoony, so it's hard to kind of say for sure. But all in all, I enjoyed this book. I'm glad I picked it up. I'm looking forward to more, but if you have not read Immortal Hulk and you were thinking of picking up this book, I would recommend reading Immortal Hulk first. That would be my recommendation, because I tried reading this without having read Immortal Hulk, and I was completely lost. So that would be my recommendation, but other than that, definitely worth a pickup, at least in my opinion. Now, speaking of number 1s, last week was a big one for him. This was a book I wasn't sure if I was going to pick this up until I saw it on the shelf and I decided to go for it. This is Black Panther, number 1. Now, the reason I ultimately decided to pick this up was 2 reasons. One, I am interested in the character of Black Panther. I think he's an awesome character, and I want to read more about him. The reason I wasn't picking up Black Panther before, I had tried the last Black Panther series. Back when they did the last issue, number 1, I had picked that up, and I picked it up for a good few issues. But I didn't like it. And that was when Ta-Nehisi Coates was writing it. Now, Ta-Nehisi Coates is an excellent writer. I've read his literary works, I've read his comic books. He's a very great writer, but I felt like his comics were a bit too deep, in the sense of they were kind of hard to follow. I felt that way about his Captain America run. I felt that way about his Black Panther run. I just had no clue what was going on, and I just could not follow it at all. So I was excited to try this one out because it was a new writer, and I wanted to see if it would be any different, and I would say it definitely was. I could definitely follow this story, so it felt like a better jumping on point. And it was very, very good. I like how it kind of tackled his position as the new head of the Avengers and the king of Wakanda, obviously. But it immediately caught me up on the state of Wakanda. I did not realize that they were now a democracy. And that was kind of interesting. It's interesting to see the protagonist, in a way, being kind of anti-democracy. Like he wasn't really a fan of it. He was more in support of the monarchy. He wanted control. So I thought it was interesting to see that, and the storyline they're setting up is intriguing. I'm interested to see where it goes. So I really enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to pick up the next few issues. So all in all, I think I'm adding Black Panther to my pull list. So I'm excited about that because, like I said, I really love the character of Black Panther. I just haven't been able to pick it up because I just couldn't follow it. But this series seems like it's going to be a bit different. So I highly recommend it if you are at all interested in the character of Black Panther. I think he's just so cool. I mean, his costume is sick. His powers are sick. His movie was great. Obviously, rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Still breaks my heart. But from there, next book I picked up, this was this week. Venom Number Two. Now, I have some things I want to say about this comic book. Now, first, this is the same criticism I had on issue 1. If you watched that episode, you know. I don't like this cover. These covers are boring. I believe it's Brian Hitch is the artist. And the cover for Venom 1, the cover for this, the cover for Venom 3 coming out, they're boring. Let me see if I can look up Venom 3. Let's see. No, not the movie. Comic. Where is it? Here it is. Look at this cover. That is so boring. That's my only main criticism for these Venom comics is their covers are so absolutely boring. It's just, I don't know. It's the same artist who did the Sinister War covers, and I had the exact same criticism for those comic books. Is their covers are really boring. I think Brian Hitch, I just don't like him as a cover artist. His interior art was okay. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's kind of, it's just kind of either or. I don't really care. But story-wise, I did really enjoy this issue. This issue entirely followed Dylan Brock. Eddie Brock was nowhere in sight in this issue for obvious reasons. But he's obviously going to be around. We know that. We saw at the end of issue 1 that he is going to be coming back. But all in all, it looks like they're setting up quite a big story here. I'm glad that they brought back Senator Crane in this issue. Senator Crane being, of course, from Extreme Carnage, the miniseries they did over the summer. That I did not really like that much, but it did set up an antagonist for the symbiotes, kind of a political... he's a senator who's against the symbiotes, and so it's going to be interesting, and they are hunting him down. So that was very interesting to see. It's cool to see a kind of a ground level Venom. I hope that they flesh out that character more, and I hope that Carnage shows up as an antagonist in this series. But all in all, I'm just glad to have a Venom series again, because we've been without a Venom series for a few months, and before that I wasn't picking up Venom. I wasn't picking up any comic books, so it's been a while since I've had an ongoing Venom series that I've been reading, but I did read Donny Cates' run a few months ago, and I loved it, so hopefully this can be a worthy successor. It's written by Al Ewing, who wrote Immortal Hulk, which I just, talked a lot about, and I'm currently reading that run, and it's super good, so I'm hoping that he can bring the same talent to this run. So all in all, issue 2, I liked it. I don't like the artist, but I know that he won't be around forever, so hopefully we'll get a artist that I like a little bit more soon, and hopefully we get some better covers, because when you're talking about the early issues in a series, you want great covers. Because if you look at, coming back over here, just looking at some of these other Venom covers, look at this Venom issue number 3. This is from the last run. That is an awesome cover. And then you look at this run, it's pretty weak. What about over here? That's a variant. This is from the run before that, Venom issue 3. Look how awesome that cover is. And then you look at this. Same will happen if I go to issue number 2. Here's this run. Boring, ugly cover. Here's the last run. Look at that art. It's beautiful. It's incredible. I think this is the run before that, maybe? No? I don't know. It's just, all in all, you look at, there's been so many iconic Venom covers. The art is just incredible. It speaks for itself. So that's my biggest criticism I have about this Venom run, is they need to up their cover game, because that makes it really matters. Because ultimately, when you're talking about collecting comic books, the cover is what you look at the most. I read it once, and then it goes in a bag and board, and I'm only looking at the cover. I want a good cover. So that's my biggest criticism of that. But story-wise, I enjoy it. It's good. If you're a Venom fan, you should pick it up. You'll like it. I really love what they're doing for the Venom mythos. They're really expanding it, and that's awesome to see. Now from there, we're going to jump into the Spider books. We have quite a few Amazing Spider-Man issues, because they are pumping these things out basically every single week. So first is Amazing Spider-Man 78 Beyond. This was a little one-shot Beyond tie-in featuring Misty Knight and the other girl whose name I cannot remember. This story was good, but it wasn't anything crazy. I don't really have much to say about it. It seemed like I could have gone without it. didn't really provide anything too important to the main story at all. So I'm not going to talk about it too much. It was good. That's about it. I do not like, I've said this before, but I don't like that. As a collector, anything with a decimal place in it, issue number wise, I hate it. I don't like issue 0.1. I don't like issue 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. I don't like 78 dot beyond. I don't like 7 or what was it? It was like 12 dot hunted or whatever. I hate when they do that because as a collector, it just is so annoying. It's so annoying. Just make it a one shot. Just call it Amazing Spider-Man 1 or Amazing Spider-Man Misty Knight and whoever issue 1, or print it in the back of a Spider-Man issue, or just don't print it at all. So that's the only thing I can say about that. I don't like decimal places in issue numbers. Not a fan. But now this issue, what a cover! Amazing Spider-Man 79, Legacy 880. So we are 20 issues away from issue 900. What is up, Katie Kaboom? How you doing? Welcome. It is going good, fellow comic collector. But this issue, Amazing Spider-Man 79, I loved this issue. I thought it was great. Cover is beautiful. Kraven the Hunter cover. Oh, that water went down the wrong pipe. This story was great. This one felt a lot longer than some of the other issues. Some of the other Beyond issues have felt like they were kind of just flying by, like you would start reading it and then 10 seconds later you're done. This one definitely felt like there was a lot more substance to the story. And it kind of took a moment to slow down, which I appreciated. It kind of slowed down and told a more character-driven story, and that was definitely nice to see. So I really, really enjoyed this issue. And this, of course, ended with the cliffhanger of him getting poisoned, which explains why this cover is so wacky, and I love it. When I saw this cover in previews, I was like, what the heck is that? It's like psychedelic and weird and all this stuff. Now I understand. It's because he was drugged, and that is such a good cover. I mean, that art is beautiful. And this comic was pretty good. Featured the fight between Kraven and Ben Reilly. And the ending, very, very interesting. Featured Aunt May meeting up with Otto Octavius, which I wonder, I don't quite remember which Otto Octavius this is. I don't remember if it's a clone. I don't remember if it's him. Like, does he know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man? Because she's coming to him for help saving Peter Parker. I'm like, does he know that he's Spider-Man? Because then, why would he want to help? I don't know. But, yeah. Anyway, so that's setting up, obviously, Dr. Octopus is going to be coming in the series very soon, and I'm super looking forward to that, because Dr. Octopus is one of my favorite Spider-Man villains, so I'm very excited for that. And this is issue 881, so we are inching closer and closer to 900. This is Beyond Chapter 6. I believe they confirmed Beyond is going to be 14 parts, so we've only got a ways to go. A couple more issues before Peter Parker comes out of his coma, so I'm enjoying it. Basically, before Beyond came out, I was hesitant. I wasn't sure if it was going to be good. I can confidently say now, I have been enjoying Beyond. Every single issue, I've been looking forward to it. I've been enjoying it. I like it. I actually do kind of like this title. I think it looks cool. I do hope they go back to the classic one soon, though. But, yeah, all in all, positives to say about Beyond. I'm good, just chilling in my comic room. Love being surrounded by comics, lol. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's kind of off camera. My, 7 comic boxes are piled up over there in the room. I'm trying to figure out a way I can have them set up, because the whole point of Around the Boxes is that we're chilling around the boxes. So eventually I want to get a setup where I have the boxes kind of behind me and it's all set up and accessible. I might have to rearrange the room a little bit. So that's kind of long-term plans, but it's nice to be able to just go dig through and find some comics from the collection, but that's definitely a big commitment of collecting, is you got to have the space for it, because my box, I'm running out of space. I actually need a new box. I have a huge pile of comics that I rearranged my boxes a couple weeks ago because they were getting too full. I couldn't couldn't browse through them because they were stuffed packed. So I removed a bunch, rearranged what was where so that I could navigate it better. So there's a huge pile that's waiting. I need to get another long box, and then I'll have 8 long boxes. So we're getting there. It's growing. But I've got lots of space to expand. I mean, that nook of the room could hold twice as many boxes as I have now, so I'm not worried about it anytime soon, but it's definitely going on. Anyway, next comic that I want to show you guys. This came out today as well. This is Avengers number 50. The Legacy issue 750. Big, I don't know if I'd call it a key issue, but they definitely revealed some exciting things for the future of the Avengers that I'm super looking forward to. So this resolved World War She-Hulk, kind of returned She-Hulk back to her glory. This book really jumped around a lot of different stories, but I was able to follow it okay, so I felt like they handled it well. But what I loved about this book is it further elaborated on the kind of primitive Avengers team, which I thought was something really cool about this run, is it had that primitive, like Odin and the Phoenix Force and the old Black Panther, the Ghost Rider that rides a mammoth, like super cool stuff. And now it's establishing a multiversal Masters of Evil, which they are so cool, and I cannot wait to see the Avengers go head to head with them. I want to open up to the page because I'm not going to remember all of their names. But yeah, seeing all of the Avengers. The Orb. I'm not going to spoil what happens, but the Orb, the character, hearkening all the way back to Original Sin. What a creepy character. Oh my gosh. But the Multiversal Masters of Evil, we have Doom Supreme, we have Dark Phoenix, and her pet Berserker, which is Wolverine. We have a young Thanos, which I thought was kind of weird, because if you want the toughest of the toughest, why would you get young Thanos and not adult Thanos? I think it would be cooler if they had a grown Thanos, but whatever. And I also thought that this would tie in with Thor, and it would be Thanos with Mjolnir and the Infinity Stones, but I guess not. King Killmonger, which is a version of Killmonger that conquered Wakanda and Asgard, so he wears the Destroyer armor. You have Norman Osborn, the Ghost Goblin. It's Green Goblin Ghost Rider. Super cool. And then the Black Skull, which is Red Skull with the Venom symbiote. So that is super cool. Cannot wait to see the Avengers go head-to-head with them. And did I mention Doom Supreme? Doom Supreme as well, which is Doctor Doom, Sorcerer Supreme. Super awesome. So I thought that was sick. Those are some really cool versions of those characters, so seems like that's going to be the next big Marvel event that they're kind of setting up, is this multiversal battle with the Masters of Evil. So that's super cool. Also seems like they're recruiting some new members, so the lineup's going to be changing a little bit. Seems like Valkyrie's going to join the team. Maybe Namor's going to join the team. I wish they would get Spiderman in there, but he's in a coma right now, so that's fine. But I like this lineup anyway, so I'm not worried about it, but I'm glad they are changing it, because it has been 50 issues, so it's about time they moved it around a little bit, in my opinion. But I thought this was a great book. I would go pick it up. It's issue 750. It's a cool landmark and awesome cover. I really like this Avengers run. I like the art they do on it. I like the writing. I've been enjoying it, so all in all, pretty happy with it. So go check that out if you have not already. I don't want to spoil what happened in it, but you should go read it. I thought it was a very good read, and I'm excited for the future. The next few issues look like they're going to be pretty awesome. So that is all of my new pickups. Now I just have a stack of back issues adding to the collection. So as you guys know, if you've been watching around the boxes, I've been trying to pick up issues from Amazing Spider-Man Volume 5 that I missed during the 2 years when I was not picking up comics. So I went to a comic store over Thanksgiving, and I checked out their back issues, and they had a bunch from Volume 5. So I just picked out a bunch that I didn't have and bought all of those. So we got issue 33, which is the 2099 issue. We got 35, which I love this cover. It's got all the Doom bots on it. issue 40 with Chance and JJ. Issue 41, Boomerang. Issue 42 with Grog. So those were I picked up those 5, filling in the collection a little bit. So now I'm pretty close to having all of Volume 5. Let me see what I'm missing. So the only issues I need to complete my Volume 5 run, I need 30, let's see, that's 35. I need 36 and 37, 39, 44, and 55. So like 5 more comics. And those are relatively inexpensive. The only one that's expensive is 55. That's like a $30 book. So I'll probably pick those up in the next couple weeks. Just order them online so I can finish out that run and fill in the gap in my collection, because that bothers me. It ruined my run, because once I get those 5 comic books, I'll have Amazing Spider-Man 700 through 880. And then I can start adding on to that Volume 2 run, getting 697. Or no, I'll have 698 or 697 through 880. And then I can start adding on to that. So I can start getting 696, 695, kind of adding on the back end and extending that run so we can start filling in the gaps, because you guys know my long-term goal is to get every issue. So from there, I have some modern back issues for Amazing Spider-Man, because every week when I go to the store, I just grab a couple back issues. They're like $3 a pop. Nothing fancy, but just getting a comic that I don't have and filling in the collection. So we got issue 558, which is a brand new day issue. It's got Menace. Where is she? There she is. Menace. Yeah, don't have much else to say, but this was a book that I didn't have. I got it for like $3, so picked that up. Then we have 535, one of the Civil War tie-in issues. Picked up a few of those in the last couple of episodes, so this was another one of those. Got this one today at the store. It is issue 526, the other storyline, which was when Morlun first came around, I do believe. I don't know, though, because I know very little about the 500s of Amazing Spider-Man. That's why I have very few comic books in there, so that's why I'm buying a lot of those, because I'm trying to fill in that collection, because almost any issue in the 500s I don't have, up until I started buying them the last few months. So just piece by piece, filling in the collection, trying to expand out. So I'm filling out the modern collection because that's relatively inexpensive to do. Now, continuing back from there, I got issue 496, or volume 2, 55. This added on because I had issue 53, 54, so I added 55 just to create a little bit of a run there. And then I got this one today as well, Amazing Spider-Man 415 with the Sentinels, adding on to my volume 5 run, so filling in there. Did not read these comic books, so I don't really have many thoughts to give. This comic's in pretty good condition. This looks like a 9.8. Honestly, it's pristine. I don't see any issues with it. But it's not really worth much, so I'm not too worried about that. Now, these last couple of books, these last 3, are books that I got for my birthday. My mom likes to go antique shopping. She goes to antique stores a lot, so she is always keeping an eye out for comic books for me. She knows I've given her the basics of what to look for, Amazing Spider-Man, and I tell her if it's 12 cents on the cover, it's great. But not very often that you find Silver Age Spider-Man books at antique stores. These are not Silver Age. But these were just some books that she had found at an antique store, and she bought them and gave them to me for my birthday. Nothing crazy, but just some cool back issues. I did have a couple of them, but when we're talking about collecting duplicates, I told her this. When she was asking me about what to look for, I told her, honestly, if you find any for cheap, just pick them up, because even if they're duplicates, it's collecting. There's no harm in having duplicates because they still have value. So first one that she got me was Amazing Spider-Man 292, which I already had a copy of. Now I have 2. Awesome black suit Spidey with the Spider Slayer. This one actually is a bit of a nostalgia trip for me, because this was one of the books that I bought very, very early into my collecting, back when I was a a young boy, when I was a young child, I remember having this book all the way back then. She also picked me up this, which I also had when I was a kid, Amazing Spider-Man 207. I remember when I bought this as a kid, I bought it thinking it was the Green Goblin, and it is not the Green Goblin. It is a guy who ripped off the Green Goblin. I mean, you would think green, purple, pumpkin bombs, you know, but this is pretty low grade copy. It looks like a dog. You can't really see it well. I'm gonna take it out and show you. It looks like a dog got into this comic book, because if you look at the back here, it is shredded. Absolutely shredded. So definitely not the highest grade copy, but still a cool pickup. Adding to the collection there, so got that one. And then the last one is a comic, the oldest one that she got me, is a book that I did not have. It's Amazing Spider-Man 168 with the Will-O-the-Wisp. I did not have this comic book, so pretty nice pickup. But it's in decent shape. I would say mid-grade. Not necessarily high. 6.0, maybe a 7.0, I would say. Displays pretty well, you can see there. But yeah, filling out the collection week by week. So that is quite a few Amazing Spider-Man books that I added to the collection this week. So we're making progress. We're getting there, slowly but surely, filling out the collection. But those are all of my pickups this week. I don't have anything else to show you guys. But yeah, so that's where we're gonna go from there. I'm gonna try and get more Amazing Spider-Man. Keep picking up those modern books, those 500s that I don't have, those 600s that I don't have. I'm probably going to order this week online. Probably going to order some those Volume 5 issues that I don't have, and then probably dive back into Volume 2 and add on to my run there. So I might go do that. Let's take a look right now, actually. I'm not going to order it on stream, but let's go take a look at the website here. Let's go to My Comic Shop. Good old reliable. You love them. There we go. Amazing Spider-Man. Let's see if they have 55 in stock, because that was the one that was hard for me to find. I don't like, they call it 6th series, because what they're calling 5th series is the legacy issues, but CLZ Comics includes that in Volume 4. So that kind of bugs me a little bit, but so let's see, what were the issues I needed? I needed 30, I didn't update my CLZ with the ones I bought, so I gotta scroll down here. Oh, I missed it. 35? Did I get 35? I got 35. 36. I need 36. 37. I need 37. I have 38, 39. Wait, I have 38? I don't remember that. 39. And then I got 40. I got 41. I got 42. So I have 43, so I need 44. 18 bucks. I'll take a lower grade copy for 8. I'm not paying 18 bucks for that. That's crazy. So then that would be it. That and 55, and that would be everything I need. So that's not too expensive, depending on if they got 55 or not. I don't know why I'm scrolling down if it's not going to be on the next page. Let's see what they got. Oh, they only have CG Seed copies. Well, I know if you go to eBay, hopefully I'm not going to out my information here again. $30 buy it now, so 36 bucks total. This is Pat Gleason variant. It's not a variant, it's his cover. Third print. CG Seed. $25 buy it now. It's got a little bit of wear there, unless it's on the bag. I'll think about it. But, so how much was all these issues? $17. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. And I could finish out my Volume 5 collection, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. Definitely considerable. And then I'd come over here. Let me pull up my CLZ for Volume 2. Where is it? Here we go. Go down to the bottom. Because I have $6.99, I have $6.98, so I would add $6.97, $6.96, $6.95, $6.94, $6.93. Just out of curiosity, if I wanted to get caught up to where I stopped picking up, which I stopped picking up at $6.83. Let's see how much that would cost. $6.91. $6.90, $89, $88. Dang, these ones are a little more expensive. Oh, Ends of the Earth is probably, maybe if I went down to Ends of the Earth, so starting at $6.88, $70. Okay, that's a little bit more. That's a bit more money. What if I just did $6.91, $50. I'll consider it. Anyway, we don't need to be doing online shopping live. That's a dangerous game. But yeah, so I guess I'll see you guys in the next episode next week. I don't know if I'll have any of these comic books by then. But I'm probably going to order these this week, so you might see that in a future episode. But if you have not seen it, I'm going to leave it at the end of the stream here for anyone watching. If you have not seen my announcement, it's right here on the channel, content announcement. Go check out that video if you have not seen it already. It is an update about everything coming to the channel, about Around the Boxes, as well as announcing a new series starting on Monday. Webhead's Comic Club is a new podcast with myself and JP Creations. If you want to know more about it, go and check out that announcement. I have some clips previewing it. I tell you all about it. Definitely go check that out. I worked really hard on that video. So if everyone could go and watch that video, and make sure you leave a like on it, as well as on this video. Leave a like and leave a comment. I love interacting with you guys. But yeah, that is where I'm going to leave it for this episode. Go and watch that announcement. And I will see you guys next week on the next episode of Around the Boxes. Thanks for watching.